Latinos of all backgrounds, do y'all not realize black people are not the only people in this country? You got your Chinese Americans, your Japanese Americans, your Korean Americans, your Indian Americans, your Muslim Americans, your white Americans, and your own people. So why in Davy Jones' locker are y'all so pressed and mad at us because we not out protesting? Folks, we did the most effective protesting last November, and the data proves it. We protested when it mattered the most. We were not out here with whole productions talking about some "we will vote for Donald Trump." Y'all was out here with that foolishness, knowing full well, that y'all had a few abuelas, a few tios, tias, mijo, and mijas in your house undocumented. But y'all got y'all behinds on stage talking about some "we will vote for Donald Trump." And you think we supposed to be out here protesting, picket fence in hand, clowning like some monkeys in a zoo? No, sir, bop. We did what we were supposed to do. And y'all put y'all's own community in the position that it's in now. And y'all need to live with it.
And to my people, to my black people, this is not our fight. Stay out of it. It's not our fight. They said violence had no place in politics. They weren't saying that during the civil rights, back when they was assassinating us then. It didn't apply then. Let it fly now. It's not our fight.
Where are the black people? Where aren't the black people coming to our aid? Why aren't the black people coming to help us as they have always done? You know, if you don't come to our aid, then we will not come to fight for you when it is your turn. Because after us, they are coming after you. This is what almost every Latino is saying. That after them, they are coming after the black people. They are coming after the black Americans. But what they fail to understand is that it is not that they will come after you. It is not that they are coming after they're done with you. They have always done that to the black Americans. The black Americans were first. And it's not like it has ended. They're still dealing with the same issues. But they got to a point whereby they realized that no matter what we do, no matter what we say, these people will not believe us. Because they already have an ideology of who the black Americans are. Because if at all they believed us, if at all they listened to us, none of this would be happening. And now the black Americans have decided that this is no longer their fight. Because they would be fighting a fight that they can never win. They are always on the losing side, and therefore they decided not to fight anymore. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and on our today's episode we are going to see how the Latinos are all over the internet crying, calling out for black unity because they are suffering the consequences of their own actions because they are the ones who voted for this administration. So I'd like us to watch some of the videos that I have prepared for you. Every clip and every stitch credits belong to the original creators of these videos. Stay tuned and also let me know what you think on the comment section. I will be back with more commentary.
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is when they had the BLM protest, everybody was popping out. Every celebrity, YG, the Ball brothers, everybody was popping out. Where's that now? Where are the celebrities now? Where are they protesting now? Where are the teams now? Why is nobody speaking up? Even Kendrick Lamar made a song. Lil Baby made a song. But where's everybody now?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Where's J-Lo? Where's Bad Bunny? Where's Maluma? Where's Shakira? Talk to your own people, because J-Lo was just up on the pulpit at the inauguration doing this.
Y justicia para todos. Let's get loud.
No matter what happens in this country, everyone under that POC umbrella always finds a way to put the focus back on black people. Obviously, we understand what's going on right now with the ICE raids that are going on in America and Los Angeles, to be specific. But there have been a lot of Latino people coming online asking about black celebrities and black people showing up and comparing this event to BLM. Now, don't get me wrong. We were home during the pandemic. People had no jobs. People weren't in the office. And yes, black people, black celebrities, black businessmen showed up for black people. Corporations and teams that had black people on them showed up for their black constituents and their black workers. As it currently stands as demographic, there are more Latinos in America than there are black people. And half of that population voted for what's going on right now. Speak to your own population. Stand up for yourself with each other. Talk internally about how you're so disjointed between the Central and South Americans and the Caribbean people in the East Coast. Talk to each other. Why are you looking for black people to put you guys on a pedestal and go fight for you when this is also your fight, primarily your fight? Black Lives Matter was our fight, but we speak up for ourselves. We also speak up for everyone, and we did it the most with our vote. And even though black people are saying this is not our fight, we're sitting this out, we're doing all these things like resting, there are several ways black people are showing up by not supporting Starbucks, by not supporting Target, by not supporting any company that put out D&I, by boycotting, by using our voice like I do. There's so many ways that black people still will always show up for ourselves in this country. And when we show up for ourselves, guess who benefits? Everyone else. Reach out to your fellow Asians. Reach out to your Middle Eastern Arab people. Reach out to the large Russian population that's in LA, the Armenians, the Persians. There's so many immigrant groups that live in this city, but you want to single out black people. Can't win them all. Ciao. Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not in a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under. And that, yes, majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country. And undocumented people in Mexico, in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against black people. So this particular time when black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to black people, because I've seen so many videos, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, there's also a bunch of black people online who are asking black people to come out and fight for everyone, and everyone needs to fight, and this is our fight as well. While I do agree with a lot of those sentiments, because if they're doing it to brown citizens, they can do it to black citizens, and they can use the Congo and Haiti as an excuse to just racially profile all of us. That's very true. But you have to stop telling black people to put themselves on the line when black people are exhausted. Black people are exhausted. Black people have done so much for all communities in this country. At a certain point, there has to be a time where they need to rest. And right now, a bunch of people are resting, and that's fine. But there will always be people in our community who fight. Like, I'm using my voice every fucking day on this app. I've made an update about every single thing going on with ICE raids, locations, where they are, what's happening with Trump. I do it every day on my social page, and it's exhausting. Like, I'm actually exhausted. Today I put up like 10 posts. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing it because I know my voice has reach, and I know that people need to hear it. And that's my personal choice. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. So stop trying to make people feel obligated to put themselves on the line again. I say that to say it's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this country. I know that people and families, I was in tears last night seeing people self-deport themselves, and people getting rounded up, grandfathers and grandmothers and abuelitas getting taken away, who are the people who are the fabric of this city in LA. But I just know that it doesn't end here, and there are black people on that list. There are black countries on that list. There are black countries on that list, and I'll say that to you again. There are black countries on that list.
You know what's wild? Is the fact that everyone is using this line. We fought with you during the civil rights movement. We joined you during the Black Lives Matter movement. But no one is talking about we joined you or we united with you during the 2024 elections. Why? Why isn't no one talking about that? Because you know exactly what you did. That despite the black Americans coming out in large numbers, despite the black Americans urging you not to vote for this administration, you still went ahead and voted for this administration, knowing very well what its policies and what its values were all about. You literally voted against your own best interests. You did this to yourselves. And the worst part is the fact that you did it hoping that it would affect the black Americans. You thought that you would be immune to this administration because you had this mentality of you being above the black Americans, that you are better than the black Americans. You had this sense of superiority complex, that you are above the black Americans, and that everything that has always happened to the black Americans will only remain with the black Americans, that it will only affect the black Americans. You literally voted for this person knowing his history, knowing the kind of a person he is, knowing, like, you had the evidence right in front of you, but you still went ahead and voted for this administration just because you wanted to be seen by the white people, just because you wanted to be valued by the white people. Therefore, this is your fight, and now the black Americans fight. They already did their part. Now it's your time to do yours.
How does the Latino vote differ so much from the black vote?
Because we got our own white people.
Oh.
And people don't understand that. That we have all, and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latin-A, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white, as like they're told to do, assimilate, and assume a white identity that black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility. And unfortunately for us, success means being patted on the back. Not all of us, because y'all gonna go crazy on Twitter. I ain't got a Twitter, so it's okay. But they get the pat on the back from white people, and they feel like that's what being American is. Damn. And that colorism is real in our community. It is real.
Every time the Latinos are out there calling for black unity, the line that they're usually using is, we helped fight for the civil rights, or we were there during the Black Lives Matter movement. So what they're trying to say is that we have always been there for the Black people. We have always been there for the Black Americans. Therefore, it's the Black Americans' turn to be there for us. But none of them is saying we united with the Black Americans during the 2024 elections. I haven't heard anyone say that. No one is saying that we voted for our own best interests. Because as far as I know, most of these Latinos voted for this administration. They're the ones who went ahead and voted against their own best interests. Even after being warned by the Black Americans, even after being told that this is not what you want, this is not what you should be voting for, that you should be voting for an administration whose policies are for you. But most of them, what did they do? They insulted the Black Americans. They decided to ignore the Black Americans. They decided to ignore the pain the Black Americans have always gone through. The pain that the Black Americans have gone through for centuries. They thought that because somehow they were immune, they were not being attacked like the Black Americans, they thought that they were somehow better than the Black Americans. And what's even worse is the fact that they voted for this administration knowing very well what this administration stands for when it comes to the Black people. Because they may have not been affected before, but they saw how the Black Americans were treated. They have always been there. They have seen this. And for them to say that they did not know is so ignorant of them. That shows how ignorant they can be. But it has always been open. They have seen how the Black Americans have been treated for centuries. But they still chose to vote for this administration because they wanted to align with white supremacy. They thought that if they aligned themselves with whiteness, then they would be protected. But now that things are now going against them, that is when they suddenly think that they can call for Black unity, that they need this Black unity, they need the Black Americans. The Black Americans should be on the forefront to fight for them. Why? And this is the question most people are asking. Why aren't you doing it yourselves? And if at all you need someone to help you, why aren't you calling out for other races? Why aren't you calling for the people that you aligned yourselves with to come and help you? Why is it always the Black Americans? And it's only the Black Americans when you people are going through this kind of problems. It is never the Black people when you guys are winning. When you're winning, you're always against the Black people. When you're winning, you're always ridiculing the Black people. When you're winning, you always say that it is the Black people's problem that they're going through whatever they're going through. But when now you're going through injustices, you suddenly feel like the Black Americans owe you something. They do not. The Black Americans owe you nothing. The Black Americans deserve to rest. The Black Americans have fought this fight for so long, for a very long time. They have always been fighting. And now it's time for them to rest. This administration has revealed what America has been for centuries. Because for a very long time they were hiding. They were trying to tell other people that the Black people don't know what they're saying. The Black people are lying. The Black people are lazy. But now the whole world can see. The whole world can see what America is without filters. Now that the Black Americans have refused to go out and be blamed for everything, the whole world can now see exactly what America is. This fight is not for the Black Americans. The Black Americans deserve to rest. Now it's your turn to actually fight for them. It's your turn to now fight for justice. Justice not just for you, but justice for all. And let the Black people rest. Whatever it is that you're going through is not a pleasant thing. whatever it is that you are experiencing now, it's not something that anyone would wish on anyone, even on your worst enemy. This is a very hard time that you all are going through. But maybe this is a wake-up call. Maybe this is a wake-up call to not just the Latinos, but every other community. To realize that no matter how much you align yourself to whiteness, you will never be accepted by them. What I keep on saying is that provided you are not them, provided you are not palm-colored, it doesn't matter how close you align yourself to these people. At the end of the day, we will all be put in one basket. At the end of the day, we are black and brown people. That is who we are at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you praise these people. It doesn't matter whether you vote for them, because most of you voted for them thinking that they would protect you. They will not protect you. They will never protect you. It is always about them first. When you hear them talking about America first, they mean them, like specifically them first and the rest after. Okay? So, this is a wake-up call to everyone. This is your time to learn what the Black Americans have always tried to tell you. It's so sad that this is how you have to learn it, but at the end of the day, this is necessary. So go out there, fight your battle, and I hope that you're going to win. But leave the Black Americans out of this. This is what the Black Americans have to say. Leave them out of this. This is not their fight. They are resting. Thank you guys for watching up to this point. If you're new here, this is Talk with Kate. If you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to this channel, like this video, and share. Until the next episode, bye.